Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Good morning,
wabarakatuh.
students. Good morning, class.
Morning, sir.
Morning,
How are
sir.
you today? How are you today?
I'm fine, sir.
Very good. Okay,
You,
today
sir.
I'm fine. I'm good. Okay, today we are continuing our lesson. So the topic today is about conditional sentence. I believe you studied before conditional sentence type 1. So in grade 12 we studying type 2 and type 3, but today we are studying type 2, and the next meeting is gonna be type 3. Okay, so let's start with this screen. My screen is this one. Right, so at the end of the lesson, later on, there will be a small discussion, okay? Okay, so the topic today is conditional sentence type 2 and type 3. So today only type 2, next week will be type 3. So, okay, so what are the objective of learning conditional sentence type 2 today? First, you will be able to identify the social function. Yeah, the social function and the structure. I'm sorry, this is I'm gonna skip this one. Okay, so this is, I mean, is a conditional sentence type 2, not adjective clause. Okay, it's typo. Yeah. So, and then the second, the structure, differentiate text structure of conditional sentence type 2 and type 3, not reduce adjective clauses. Yeah. So, you know, my mind is still somewhere, I guess, right? So this is not adjective clause, but conditional sentence type 2. And then the create sentence using conditional sentence type 2 and type 3. And then the fourth is you will be able to state a correct form of conditional sentence type 2 and type 3. That is the objective, the learning objective. Okay, now the contents. What are we going to learn today? First, of course, definition. And then number 2, the function. What is the function of this conditional sentence type 2? And then or how do we use conditional sentence type 2? Number 3 is the form, the formula. And number 4 are examples. I'm going to give you some examples of conditional sentence type 2 today. All right, so what is conditional sentence type 2? Okay, so conditional sentence type 2 is a sentence that expresses a condition. Condition is a syarat, right? A condition is something that can only happen if something else occurs. Yeah, a condition is something, it can happen only if something else occurs or something else happens. Yeah, or something happened because other thing happened. If that thing's does not happen, another thing cannot happen too. That is conditional sentence. You got it? Right? So that is conditional sentence. And then there are several types of conditional sentence. Type 1, type 0, 0 type, and then type 1, type 2, and type 3. I believe you studied already type 1, right, and type 0. So for grade 12, we're going to study type 2 and type 3. So today is only type 2 and next week type 3. Okay, now conditional sentence type 2. How do we use conditional sentence type 2? Yeah, it is used when the result or the consequence of condition has not possibilities. No, but has not possibilities. Or it has small possibilities to happen. So I repeat once again, it has not possibility or it has a small possibility to happen. Why? As the condition cannot be fulfilled at the present. Because the condition cannot be done at the present. cannot be fulfilled in the at the present. So it means it's just like a present unreal situation. Unreal situation in the present. I hope it's not confusing you. Yeah. Or in other way, you can say the condition is difficult to be fulfilled in the future. Even it's not happened today, but in the future, it seems it's very difficult to happen. So it's unlikely to happen. It seems it's not possible to happen. It's impossible to happen. It's not probable to happen. Yeah, for example, like when you are thinking of something, when you are watching a bird flying on the sky, for example, oh, look at that bird. It's so nice flying on the sky, traveling around the world, and then stop on the branch of the mango trees, and then eat mango tree, and then you can, and then after that you are imagining in yourself, oh, if I were a bird, I would eat that mango. Oh, I would fly around the world. Right. So the one it is conditional sentence type too. But the, yes, why? So what do you think? Is it unlikely to happen in the future or present unreal situation? Both, right? Present unreal situation. First, you are not a bird. Yeah, you are a human. You are a human, so you can't be a bird because now you are a man, you are a person. And also, it cannot be fulfilled even in the future. Unlikely to happen. Why? Because, traveling, you are traveling with the wings and then traveling around the world is only can happen with the bird. I mean, only bird can do that. We are human, we cannot fly, we don't have wings. So it is unlikely to happen. I hope you got it. Yeah. Or another example is just like unreal present unreal situation. For example, like here, you are always late. You are always late to school because you live far away from your school. Your school is in Jalan Petran, Pasar 7, Pasar 7, but you live far away there in Simpang Selayang. It takes like 40 or 45 minutes for riding from Simpang Selayang to Jalan Petran. So then you are imagining, you are wishing in yourself, you are imagining, oh, in bahasa Indonesia you say, seandainya aku tinggal sini di Jalan Petran Pasar 6, aku nggak akan terlambat. Yeah, so you can say, if I lived at Pasar 6 in Marelan, I would not be late to school. Okay, this is, do you think it can happen? No, it cannot happen. Why? Because at the present, at this time, your house is not in Pasar 6, but your house in Simpang Selayang there, far away. That is the fact. So, this is what we call present unreal situation. Yeah, so your wish, it cannot happen at the present. Your wish cannot happen at the present because the fact is contradictive. The fact is contrast with what you are imagining. Okay, right. So when you are thinking like that, so you have to use conditional sentence type 2. All right. Okay, we will talk more about the samples in the next slide. I hope you will understand more. Okay. Next, if you have a problem, why don't you ask? Yeah, okay. Next, okay. Now here, if clause is like condition, the syarat. Yeah, if clause is syaratnya, something happened because of if clause. Okay, main clause is it's also called a result. Result. Main clause is result. If clause is the condition or the syarat, and the main clause is the result. So what is if clause? If clause is the condition how thing can occur. How thing can occur. For example, like If I had a lot of money, if I had a lot of money, I would buy a nice car. Which one is the if clause? The if clause is if I had a lot of money. And the main clause or the result is I would buy a nice car. But if the if clause cannot happen, the main clause cannot also happen. Cannot happen also. Yeah, so it depends. The result depends on the condition, the if clause sebagai syarat, condition. Okay, the result of if clause is called also the result clause. Yeah, main clause also main clause or result clause. Next, what is the form of type 2? What is the formula or the form? So how do we construct the sentence of conditional sentence type 2? First, you have to use if, yeah. Your sentence started with if and after if, simple past. Simple past tense. I believe you know simple past tense. For example, like, okay, I studied, I lived, I wrote. That's simple past tense. Yes, wrote. I ate. I ate. Eat, ate, eaten. Eat, ate, eaten. So ate. I ate fried rice. It means it's simple past tense. I ate. It's a simple past tense. Okay, and then if I ate my breakfast, if I ate my breakfast, comma. So just forget about so. Yeah, okay, just forget about so. So is I used so just to help you. Yeah, but to show that the next sentence is the result. For example, like if I had my breakfast, if I ate my breakfast, comma, okay, comma, and then the next or the result clause, it's constructed. How do we construct the sentence in the result clause is using past, future, past, future will become would. So for example, like I am having problem with my belly now. Why? Because I did not have my breakfast today. So then you can use, then you are thinking, you are imagining something. Seandainya lah aku. Nah, if I had, yeah, if I had my breakfast this morning, I would not have problem with my belly. Okay, I would not have problem with my belly. So I would not have, it's a past future. If I had or if I ate my breakfast this morning, it's a simple past tense. Okay, this is the form of type 2. Okay, right, I hope you understand. Feel free to ask. The next is, okay, this is if clause, then main clause. Okay, do you always use if in the beginning of the sentence? Can we swap the position or the place of result clause and if clause? Of course, you can replace, you can switch that. For example, like this one, you use result clause at the beginning, right? And then if clause in the second. So my sample before the previous sample, if I had my breakfast this morning, if I had my breakfast this morning, I would not have any problem with my belly. So the result clause you bring to the front. If, for example, like I would not have problem with my belly if I ate my breakfast. If I ate my breakfast, right? So the problem is that the difference is So you don't use comma, okay? Comma is here. Comma is gone when you put as when you bring the result close to the front. So that's fine. So you can switch or you can swap the place if clause and result clause. The only thing you have to be concerned is the comma. Okay, this is the main clause and then this is if clause. Right, so the fact, when we are talking about conditional sentence type 2, the fact is in simple present. Yeah, the conditional sentence is in type 2, in past tense and past future, but the fact is simple present. Yeah, the facts. For example, like, if I had my breakfast this morning, I would not have any problem. What is the fact? The fact is I have a problem with my belly. Yeah. The fact I am having problem with my belly. So the fact is always simple present then. The fact is simple present then. And the fact is contradictive, is a contrast with the conditional. Yeah. Yeah, for example, like the previous one, if I live in Pasar 6 in Maryland, I would not be late. The problem is I live far away in Simpang Selayang, then I will be always late to school. So the fact is simple present tense. Right, so you must be careful. Yeah, the formula that there are two kinds of sentence: verbal sentence and nominal sentence. Verbal sentence is the sentence is using verb. I mean, like ordinary verb. Yeah, for example, like study, eat, write. That is verb and is in the form of verbal because we are using ordinary verb here. For example, like if I studied hard, I would pass in exam. So I would pass in exam. Both clauses have verb. Yeah, study and pass. That is verb. So this is the form, right? If subject plus verb to and an object can be object depend on the verb need an object or not. Okay. And then subject plus would and then plus verb one. Okay, this is formula of the verbal sentence. Verbal sentence is mean the sentence has or have or has a verb. Okay, you guys, you got it? Any problem, question? You always can ask me question if you are having problem. Feel free. If not, we continue to the next. Yes?
Let me, sir.
Yeah,
I
okay.
what is the difference of formula conditional sentence type 2 and formula verbal?
Ah, okay. Well, actually, formula verbal sentence is still type 2. It's type 2, but type 2, the sentence, there are two kinds. Verbal, it means the sentence is using verb. And then non-verbal is nominal. There is no verb there, but to be. We are using to be. Okay, next slide, we will be talking about nominal sentence. Okay, so here, look at this one. For example, like if I study here is verb, okay, ordinary verb. I would pass the exam. Pass is also verb, not to be. So this is what we call verbal. So what about in nominal sentence? This is nominal sentence. Okay, okay. This is nominal sentence, no formal of nominal sentence. If subject, okay, were. We use were here. We do not use words. All subject is using were, not was. We don't use was. And then is followed by adjective, not noun. After the to be, here it's followed by adjective. For example, like if I were a bird, not if I was bird. If I were a bird, I would fly around the world. Oh, if I were a millionaire, I would be so happy. Okay. If I were a millionaire, I would be so happy. Happy is adjective. Okay. Here can be adjective. If I were beautiful girl, I would be happy, for example. Beautiful girl is adjective and noun. Okay. You got it? So this is the difference. We don't use verb here. If it is nominal, we don't use verb. Oh yeah, we don't use verb, but verb is replaced by to be, were here. But here, after would is connected with be and then followed by adjective. Yes, you got it? Yeah, the difference is this one. Yeah, so verb to, and then this is the verbal. Yeah, this is the difference. Okay. Okay, this is the sentence. This is an example of verbal form. Verbal sentence. Sentence has verb. If I had much money, I would buy a car. Had is verb. This is had. If I had much money, I would buy a sport car. Buy is also verb. Yeah. So had is past tense. Would is past future. And then connected with verb 1. So if you went to bed earlier, you would not feel so tired. Went here is verb. Okay. And then after would, you can use negative also here. So here I use this is not what is that? It is verb. It's not be. You can say if you went to bed, because this is a verbal form. So I use a verb here. If you went to bed earlier, you wouldn't feel so tired. So both sentence has verb. Also here, if I would, okay, now use I use the conditional sentence at the result clause in the front. I would buy a sport car if I had much money. Okay, so that's fine. I would donate my money to charity if I won the singing contest. So all sentence has a verb. This one, donate, is a verb. And then if I won is also a verb. I would buy is a verb. Okay. Right. So the next is, okay, this one before that I explained already. Okay, for the formula of nominal sentence. Nominal sentence, again, what's nominal sentence? Nominal sentence, if the sentence has no verb, but verb is replaced by to be, and the only to be we use is were for all subject. We don't use was. Was is not used in conditional sentence type 2. Okay, you cannot say she was, if she was a bird. No, if she were a bird. If I was a bird. No, if I were a bird. If you was a bird. No, if you were a bird. So only were. Okay, right. So the next, this is an example of nominal form. If I were a millionaire, I would be on holiday in isolated island. So do you find a verb here? Ordinary verb? No, we don't find. So were here is to be. And up to would, look at this, up to would is be. Yeah. So it can be followed by a prepositional phrase or adjective phrase or noun phrase. Yeah. But as not as an object. Okay. The next sentence, if he were rich, he would be happy. Also here we don't have verb, so were is to be, or yeah, to be, and then to is also be. Okay, this one, if you were on time to the meeting, I would be grateful. Were also here, yeah, and then be here also. Kalau kamu tepat waktu dalam pertemuan, saya akan merasa senang banget, ya, saya akan merasa berterima kasih. If you were on time to the meeting, I would be grateful. Okay. If he were diligent, this one here, if he were diligent, he would be successful. Yes. So also here we don't have verb here. All are to be. And the only to be we use is were, not was. Hope you understand. Any question? You got it? Okay, no question. Okay, next slide. So now, for example, they're both. Okay, now can you find which one is verbal and which one is nominal sentence in this? There are 4 sentences here. Number 1, if the weather weren't so bad, we would go to the park. If the weather weren't so bad, is it nominal or verbal? Nominal, yeah, this is nominal, okay? Because we don't have to be a verb here. We would go to the park. They would go to the park is a verbal. We have go here. Go is a verb. And the second, I would give everyone chicken if I were the president of Indonesia. Okay, if I would give everyone chickens if I were the president of Indonesia. Okay, you don't need to wait until you are president of Indonesia, right? To give everyone chickens. Okay, so I would give everyone chicken is a verbal, and if I were if I were the president of Indonesia is nominal because don't have verb. If I were a doctor, I would treat you well. Okay, so mix, right? Verbal and nominal. That's okay in the sentence. Nominal and verbal or nominal and verbal. Okay, if I were you, I would marry her. Okay, but the fact is you are not her. Okay, next is the exercises. Now we are in the last. Okay, you can turn on your video and your microphone. Okay, right, so let's answer number 1, 2, and 3 here. Okay, you have to state whether it is correct or incorrect sentence. If it is incorrect sentence, so what is the right or the correct one? Number 1, please turn on your microphone. Mute your phone. Yes, who will answer? Correct or incorrect? 1, 2, 3, go. No one? It is incorrect. It is incorrect sentence. Why is it incorrect? Because here you still remember the form, the pattern. If I inherit itu mewarisi ya. If I inherit, so it is using present tense here. The if clause supposed to be past, simple past. So here is using present tense. So this is incorrect. The correct one is if I inherited $1 billion, I would travel to the moon. Right, number 2. Is it correct or incorrect sentence?
Incorrect, sir.
Incorrect. What is wrong?
Will, sir.
Okay, very good. That's right. If I own a zoo, kalau saya memiliki apa itu zoo, zoo itu apa namanya kebun binatang. That's right. Okay, kebun binatang. I would ya yang the correct one is I would let people. Yes, that's right. Very good. Number 3, is it correct or incorrect? Correct or incorrect?
Correct, sir.
Correct, sir.
Is it correct sentence?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. That is correct sentence. I could go to the movies if I clean the house, right? So this one is, so which one is the if clause and which one is the result clause? I could go to the movies is the result clause, and if clause is if I clean the house. Okay, we swap there. The place we are swapping it. That's fine. Oh well, students, I hope you understand our topic today. Okay, if you are still having problem or if you have question, you can ask me questions. Okay, we are having a discussion in our Schoology. Feel free to write something there and then ask question, or you can ask me directly. Okay, that's is the end of our lesson today. It will be continued by Mr. Erwin Saputra. Thank you for joining our class today, and I wish you a wonderful and a beautiful day. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bapak masuk ya? Seharusnya agama loh, agama.
Oh, agama? Mana agamanya nih?
Agama ada. Kalau agama nggak mau biar saya.
Bianika apa Butif ya? Butif ya mungkin ya?